Thank you so much. I don't think you know how long I've wanted one of these cameras and how much it means to me that I have finally got one. And it has been a bit of a traumatic couple of days actually trying to get this, which I'll tell you about in a minute. But thank you to everybody who did subscribe and help me get to that long term goal that I've had. I set myself a figure of 750 subscribers by the time I went to Chicago to be able to buy this camera, and I made it. So thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. And hopefully I'll be able to put this to some really good use in Chicago, doing some better vlogs with some better lighting. That's the next thing. So better lighting and just better camera quality. I've kind of got a slightly older iPhone, and it was a decision about whether to get this or whether to upgrade my iPhone, and I opted for this because it's got the stabilization gimbal, and it's got the little screen and things. So yeah, I've got to figure out how to use it. And thank you to Richard Ball. Thank you, Richard, for helping me with some of the technical issues, because even though this is really, really expensive, it doesn't come with a charger. So that was a little bit of a shock to the system. Anyway, thank you. So I'm going to put this to one side now and get on with my Mounjaro update. So today is the end of week 29 for me. If you're new here, my name is Ginger, and this is my channel Ginger Goes GLP-1, where we discuss all things GLP, and in my specific case, Mounjaro, and I am on a 7.5 milligram pen. I have been since the 1st of October 2024. Today is Saturday the 19th of April, so day before Easter Sunday, and I have been on this, like I said, end of week 29. So my starting weight was 247.8 pounds, or 17 stone 9 and 8 ounces, or 112 kilos. So I'll give you my weight in a little bit, but I'm going to try and keep this as a brief update because, as many of you will know, tomorrow is Easter Sunday. I didn't plan this very well because I didn't look at a calendar when I was booking my holiday, but I am leaving home tomorrow to drive up to London to stay overnight so I can catch a morning flight to Chicago on Monday, the 21st of April. So I'm really excited about that. And of course, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 will be coming along with me. So anyway, my update for this week. So, as you know, I go over things like mood, hunger, cravings, sleep, side effects, calories, non scale victories, mini goals, long term goals, and then anything I wanted to cover. This week, mood wise, as you know, I've had a really high stressful week at work for the last couple of weeks, which hasn't been great. And finally finished work on Thursday late, of course. And I had a really high stress week, and I wasn't able to determine whether my hunger over the week, so this is kind of mood and hunger all rolled into one, I wasn't able to determine whether my hunger during the week, which was increased, I was thinking a lot about food, was actually to do with hunger and Mounjaro and suppression, or whether it was to do with the fact that I was very stressed. I was trying to catch up on everything before I left and make sure that I was doing a tidy handover. And my cortisol, I know, was through the roof. I was waking up at 3 a.m. and like thinking about work, and I wasn't able to get back to sleep a lot. So I was really tired. I was really stressed, and I was probably thinking about food more than I have done in the last couple of months. So as you know, on the one of the last videos, I was saying about, is it time to go up to 10 milligrams, because I'm on 7.5 milligrams, and I wasn't sure if it was the stress, cortisol, etc., or sorry, I just spat on myself, that's not very good, or whether it was, it was the pen wasn't working. So that's been a bit of a dilemma this week. I was putting it down to stress. And obviously, I said I wasn't going to make a decision until I came back from Chicago and it kind of like things had settled and the dust had laid down. And I decided that I would give it at least another month on a 7.5 milligram pen just to see how the hunger suppression goes, the food noise, the cravings. It's wrong to say food noise because I've been thinking about food again. I've had a hungry week, but I wouldn't say it was food noise in the old sense of food noise, like that constant obsession going round and round and round. So it wasn't anything like that, but it was just worth noting that I was thinking about food quite a bit. But that used to be my go-to when I was really stressed and I didn't know what to do with my stress. I would eat something. So yeah, so that was mood. Hunger, kind of that's rolled into, excuse me, what I've just said about the mood. But I took my shot on Thursday, so that's my normal shot day. I was gonna mess around with it a little bit to be able to like change it for when I go to Chicago. But actually, I thought I'm bringing a pen with me. Why change it? Just I'll keep it the same. So I've kept it the same on a Thursday. So this Thursday I did my shot in the morning. I do it first thing in the morning about 6:30 when I'm making my coffee. And this Thursday, boom, it hit me. It hit me really hard. So I had taken stuff out for lunch from the freezer. You know what it's like when you're going away. I'm trying to eat all the food out of the freezer. Um, so yeah, I defrosted stuff for lunch, and I took my shot. And by lunchtime, bearing in mind I was having quite a hectic day, just trying to get everything done, I completely forgot about lunch. I went to make coffee and I thought, all right, I'll make lunch in a minute. I'll make lunch in a minute. And I wasn't hungry at all. And it was completely the opposite of the week before, like zero, zilch hunger, um, which very often does happen on shot day. But the following day, and I'm kind of moving on to side effects a little bit here. The following day, so Friday, Good Friday, I was quite nauseous all day. So Thursday, I rounded out the day quite late. I finished work 3 hours late, and I only had like a very light dinner. I had chicken soup that I always make. Because I was so late eating, I didn't want to eat anything too rich going to bed. So I had that, and on Friday I was pretty nauseous all day, which is highly, highly, highly unusual for me. So the 7.5 kicked in harder than it has done in ages and ages and ages. So that was completely out of the blue. So when people are worried about their shot, they feel it's like running out, or it's not giving as much suppression, or they're getting some food noise coming back, I will always say in the comments, give it a little while, just bear with it, give it a little bit longer and see if it's going to change, because Mounjaro can hit you like a ton of bricks out of nowhere sometimes. Other times it seems like you haven't even taken a shot. You're like, God, I'm really thinking about food. I'm hungry. My hunger's increased. Is it time to go up? So I always say, just hang in there, maybe another week or another shot day or something like that, because it can change. And yeah, it did for me this week. And it does tend to do that. I have noticed that, like, I get really hungry one week, and then the following week I've almost got no hunger. So yeah, just if you're not feeling it as strong as you normally do, just give it a week. So if you can, stick with it just a little bit longer. Calories, what I'm going to say about the calories is I haven't tracked this week because I've been all over the place. I've been too busy. It slipped my mind. A couple of days went by where I didn't log anything, or I just logged my morning coffee and maybe my evening meal or something like that. So I've got no idea where I am with calories, but I know that some days I was eating quite a lot. So I was getting probably up near the sort of 1400, 1500 calories because I was I stress eating? I don't know. I was eating normally and I didn't feel like I had as much hunger suppression. So every meal I had, I was finishing, if that makes sense. You know what it's like? Sometimes you start a meal and you have every intention of eating it, and then you get halfway, three quarters, and you're like, oh, I can't eat anymore. That wasn't the case. I was eating all of my food until Thursday and Friday when it abruptly stopped. I am back on track again. It's Saturday today, so I have only had two meals today. I'm probably slightly lower on calories today, but that's just because I've been running around and I've had a good dinner. So I'm taking leftovers with me in the car tomorrow. And I was going to have a nice meal at the hotel, but I've got so much food left. I'm going to bring like a couple of Tupperwares and I'm going to have like a bit of a nice meal. Hopefully, they've got a microwave, a bit of a nice meal in the hotel once I'm in and settled and can just relax and kind of finally go, I'm on vacation. Hooray! Sleep, meh. Sleep this week has been not great, but it never is great. I sound like a broken record about this. It doesn't. I am impacted by Mounjaro, definitely sleep wise. This week, I would say it was more. It was more stress and work and cortisol that was keeping me awake. Because I know on Thursday, obviously, I finished and I was like doing loads of stuff. And so Thursday night, I didn't sleep really well. Woke up Friday morning. Like I said, I felt a bit nauseous. My stomach was a bit funny. And yeah, I kind of got through the day, still busy, busy, busy. And then last night, thank goodness, last night I slept like a log. Friday night into Saturday morning. And that worked out in my favor because Saturday is weigh day. So I weigh on Saturday mornings. And I've always said, I don't know why. I don't know if it's stress. I don't know what it is. But I always weigh lighter on a Saturday or a Sunday than I do if I did it in the week. So you tell me, I don't know. But anyway, we'll come to that in just a second. No, we won't. Let's do it now. Let's do it now. And yeah, I'll just get it updated. So last week I weighed in at 194.8 or 13 stone 12 and 4 ounces, 8 ounces, sorry, 13, 12.8 or 88.3 kilos. And I only lost 0.6 pounds from the week before. So I was a little bit disappointed with that. Or I think it was 0.4 actually. It was 0.4. So I was a little bit disappointed with that. Oh no, it was 0.6. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I was a little bit disappointed with that, less than a pound. Because I'm going away. Obviously, I wanted to maximize my weight loss before I went away. Anyway, it was a loss, and I was pleased for the loss. So this week I weighed in at 192.4 or 13 stone 10.4 or 87.4 kilos. So I lost a total this week of 2.4 pounds or just over 1 kilo. So that's amazing. I'm really pleased with that. What I will say, and this is what I mean about Saturdays, like changing everything. So when I woke up on Friday morning, after Thursday, last day at work, stress, all of that. And bearing in mind, I hadn't eaten much on the Thursday. I weighed on Friday morning. I weighed in at 194.0, so I'd lost 0.8 pounds if I was to go by Fridays. So between Friday morning and Saturday morning, I lost 1.8 pounds or something like that. So I mean, nearly 2 pounds. So a pound and a half at least. So that's what I mean about, like, for me, Saturdays is always a better weigh day, and I just don't know what it is. But yeah, so I'm delighted because I thought, oh, please let me have lost like 2 ounces more, so I'll make a full pound this week. That's all I wanted, was just to make a pound. But yeah, 2.4 pounds. And I did that, get on the scale, get off the scale. I've got two sets of scales. I've got a Renfo scale, and I've got like an old, I don't know what scale it is, but just it does pounds, stone, and kilos. The old one, the Renfo, I've just got it set to pounds. And so yeah, so I got on both scales, and I was on and off, and I moved them around, and I kind of like jiggled the feet to make sure that they were even, and things like that. But it came out the same each time. So I was absolutely made up with the fact that I lost 2.8 pounds. Sorry, 2.4 pounds, or just over a kilo. So I am 0.6 pounds away from 4 stone in the UK. That 4 stone feels like it's taking forever, but it doesn't matter because it's coming. It's coming, and I don't care. I'm off to Chicago. I am down. I wanted to be 195 before I went to Chicago, and I'm 192.4. So I've got an extra 2.6 pound buffer for when I do go. So, I mean, you can't complain about that, can you? That's just, I've exceeded my target. So I had the mini goal of getting the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 for the camera. I had a mini goal to get under 195 or 195 before I went to Chicago. And I had a big goal of to get to 4 stone. But I've missed the big goal by this much, and I don't care. It's fine. So other goals, and then I'm going to wrap it up because I need to do this in one shot, one take, no editing. I haven't got time to edit. This is just going up in its raw form. But yeah, so goals, and non-scale victories. So the non-scale victory is the DJI Osmo, because that was thanks to you guys subscribing. So thank you very much. Next goal is to get down to 175 pounds. That's just because that's a nice round number. There's nothing significant about it. It's just a nice round number. Or if you want to flip that a little bit, it's to lose a total of 75 pounds. So at the moment, I'm 55.4 pounds down, or about 25 kilos. And to get to the 4 stone, I need to lose another 0.6. But if I wanted to lose 75 pounds, that would take me down to 172.8. So that 175 is kind of like a goal on the way to a big goal as well. So they're both kind of like next step goals. So I'm about 17 or 18 pounds away from that 175 number at the moment. I'm still chasing the 4 stone, but 70 pounds. So there's quite a lot going on there. 70 pounds is 5 stone in the UK. A stone is 14 pounds if you're watching from the US. So 70 pounds is 5 stone. So that would be the next stone goal. Or 75 pounds would be 172.8 pounds. Or I could get down to 17 and a half, 17 pounds more would get me down to 175. Sorry, I've thrown a lot of numbers at you. That feels a bit kind of blah 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 blah. But yeah, so those are my goals, my mini goals, my big goals, my interim goals. And I don't know where I'm going to end up on the scale eventually, but those are my next goals. But nothing is happening until I come back from Chicago. So I don't want to gain a ton of weight in Chicago. I want to go there, have a really good time with my daughter, have some good food, not worry too much, and yeah, just relax and make the most of my my trip. Really, so that's it. I will try and vlog with my new camera once I figure out how to use it, and yeah, I'll try and upload. But I have got a midweek musing ready to go on Wednesday next week, so that will be there ready to go while I'm away. So there'll be one more coming out. I don't think I'm going to weigh on holiday. Everyone's telling me not to weigh on holiday. And also, it won't be my scales. You know, like I said, I can't weigh naked in Walgreens. Well, I can, but, nobody wants to see that. And yeah, so we'll talk about that, but maybe I'll put something up of us going around Chicago while I'm there, if I can do it all. And lastly, I just want to say thank you again to everybody. I know it's very personal, that camera, but it means so much. If anybody else follows Richard Ball, they'll know that he hit the 1,000 subscriber mark the other day. I'm so jealous for him. I mean, that is such an accomplishment for him. And obviously, I'm chasing that goal as well. But the 750 was just the number I've had in mind for so long. And I don't know where that came up with. It was just a number I came up with to buy myself a camera. And yeah, I've done it. So thank you very, very, very much, everybody. And I will, hopefully, the next time you see me will be when I'm vlogging from Chicago and having a great time with my daughter. So I hope your weight loss is going well. I hope you're feeling good. I hope that you're able to sort of keep the faith when things aren't going your way, or you've got a bit of hunger, or you feel like something's not working. Always do reach out in the comments. I'll always try and answer you, but I know other people will give you a thumbs up or a little bit of a comment as support as well. If you do like this, I feel a bit guilty saying it, but subscribe, like, and leave me a comment. But yeah, so thanks everybody. I'm gonna take it away from here now. Bye bye.